What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Parrot Press. Been missing the last few weeks. I had a lot of things going on, but still been chugging away at SoRare. Still got many things that I do still need to do, but many things that have already been done. We're going to go through the club. We're going to go through the gallery, look at what transactions I've made, the players that I've brought in, because there has been some big changes, more big changes. And I do want to get to the position where I'm not selling and buying constantly all the time. I do want a settled gallery, but I mean, I'm still, just over a year in. And I think that I still don't, well, I know how to play the game, obviously, but I'm still working out where to be or get in a position where I'm happy with my gallery. And I'm happier, certainly, and I definitely am getting there. But I still got a few moves to make in order to be happy, but we're going to talk about them today as to where I am. Now, first off, if we take a look at this game week, and let me just refresh to see whether Opta has updated at the moment. I come in with three lineups. An all-star rare lineup here where I'm 121st. Let's just load this up. Finally, the 20 defensive stack has come in with Unistel and Small, or Smal, and then Zimmerman, Vito Van Cruz. Can I just say, Vito Van Cruz, what a card this guy is, right? Let's just bring him up. So not Simon Cowell. SoRare data. Let's bring him up and go straight over here. Where am I? Obviously, I picked up his SuperRare as well. But if we take a look at this guy's graph, and I'm not trying to big him up to try and sell him because I'm not selling him, but look at these scores. Like, he peaks so good. His delivery is outstanding, by the way. I've been watching the last few games. His delivery from a dead ball situation is outstanding. He's coming off with back-to-back 90s, 2 assists there, from corners and from free kicks. Just, yeah, fantastic. And he's got a really good run. He's got Emin next. All right, Farnoid and AZ are not great, but Heravine have not been good. 20, as I said, they've conceded a lot apart from the last game week. PSV at home, he's great. PSV are obviously a tough game, but then all of a sudden we've got some games towards the end of the season which he should be picking up more points, for sure. But going back to here, we got Teddy Tuma as well. Now, the annoying thing with this is that my FC 20 stack and Vito played on Saturday. And then I had Zimmerman overnight, because obviously I'm in the UK, and Teddy as well to play. And I was in a really good position because Small was up to like 86 as well. He's obviously been marked down. Zimmerman come in. They did have the clean sheet, Nashville. But I was just expecting, when you have three guys start really, really well in your lineup, I'm sure everybody has this. You expect the last two to come in and at least one of them get a decisive or something like that to really push you up. Up the leaderboard. But Teddy got subbed off with 60 minutes. I knew that he did have an injury. It was great that he started, but I do think that if he was to carry on this game, he probably would have racked up another maybe 10, 12 points in AA. He's that type of player. So it is a bit frustrating, but I cannot complain because if we take a look at these, where I am at the moment, right? So I'm 121. So I'm probably going to be finishing. If we just take a look at the tier, let me just hide that. So yeah, if we take a look at the tier 3s, there are some great players in tier 3s. I mean, Dallo is a superb player. I probably would finish around, I don't know, scroll down a little bit, maybe around here. And if we look at this, we've got, who are the standouts? I mean, that goalkeeper is pretty decent, to be honest. Tanani, whatever his name is, he's a good scorer. Coming down here, this guy's got a really great AA. Luke de Jong pops up with some goals, which is decent. Ferran Torres, if he was to actually get a game and to start. You got Isaac there who for Newcastle he's just scored the weekend and he's getting more and more minutes now. You've got my man there, Vito. You've got Bernardo Silva. You've got this guy I would love, Guerrero. Hopefully I'll get him. I've been looking at him for a while and his scores are outstanding when he plays. But anyway, let's just jump back to where I am with this lineup and not bore you. So 39th out, just outside the rewards, I think by about 4 points for America Rare Pro. These are some of the guys that I have picked up, and I will talk about them in more detail. Buanga with back-to-back hundreds, madness. Annoying with Zelarayan, but I'll come on to him as well. And then lastly, I didn't expect amazing things out of this. I did out of Vito, but not the other guys. We've still got Alex Garcia to play tonight against Atletico Madrid, but I need something like 125 points off of him if he's captain. And I don't think that I'm going to be getting that as well. So there I am, but you can see that I've kind of went from 2 lineups to 3 lineups because of the transfers and the people that I've brought in. You can look at this in further detail, kind of if you want, guys. Jump over on Sorare Data, obviously, to my page and my club and look at them in detail. But we're just going to filter this and go through the gallery, and I'll tell you about some of the deals that went on. So first off, let's talk about, and this is recent as well. This isn't in order, but I did have Raul Fernandez. I think that he's one of the best goalkeepers on the platform. Absolutely. Paid a little bit overpriced for him here, but as you can see, well, a lot. I would have saved 0.22 if I would have waited for this auction. If buts, maybes. But if we take a look at his SO5 scores, you can see here that he's a really, really solid goalkeeper. Even when he doesn't keep clean sheets, he's got the all-arounds. So I'm really happy with him. But Lars Innestal, I already had. This guy, Mark Martinez, he don't start. I bought him to put some of my leftovers in a cap 240 until I pick up a goalkeeper that's kind of worthy of that competition. But this guy is the captain of this club. A guy that I am interested in is their number 1. And I thought, well, if I'm going to get him, Escandal, if I'm eventually going to get him, why not get the number 2, handcuff them? And the number 2 is clearly, I mean, how old was he? He's 32, right? Yeah, he's 32 and as a club captain there. If Iskandar at 27 keeps playing well, maybe he gets to move somewhere else. But maybe this guy actually wants to finish his career and start playing. You can tell here that he does okay-ish. I mean, not these bottom scores, but the club's clearly changed a lot in a season and a half because they're kind of mid-table to top of the table kind of position. Gets the odd start as well, so I thought, why not pick him up? Maybe he becomes a star in the future. So threw him in there. But the main one that you'll see there is Joe Willis. I was always after to play America and America Rare Pro in the summer and hopefully in the upcoming weeks as well, depending on what goes on. And it was him, Eloy Room, Galisi, and no, they were the 3 that I was always looking at. Oh, and Stefan Fry as well. Those were the 4 that I was always looking at. And I went for Willis because I picked up a super rare Nashville defender, which I'll come on to. But I also had Zimmerman in my club as well, so it just kind of made sense. And I do think that Nashville are going to be very, very solid this year. I said this on a few videos back, and they've played 3 this season, and they've kept 3 clean sheets. And I do expect that to continue. If we just take a look at Willis's upcoming fixtures, I think there's 1 or 2 in the next 5 that I'd be a little bit worried about. So New England, they've just got Carlos Hill. They don't look great going forward. Even though it's away, Nashville should be pretty solid against them. Maybe not a clean sheet, but maybe like 1 conceded. Cincinnati at home. Yes, Cincinnati are dangerous going forward, but I do rate teams that are at home in the MLS, especially. Orlando, they've not been firing as such. Toronto have been pretty poor as well from a defensive point of view, but I don't know if Insigne is going to be back or whether he even took part this weekend. I don't know. He picked up an injury. New York haven't been firing either. LA have been firing, yeah, and then Atlanta. So to be honest, I said that the upcoming fixtures weren't bad, but some of them are bad in there. But anyway, I picked up Willis. I do like Joe Willis. He's been in and out of my club for the last year, probably like 3 or 4 different times. Yeah, they're my 4 goalkeepers. I do want to pick up another one. So I'm hoping for a decent reward this week, get some ETH in the account and pick up another one. I do want to pick up another American goalkeeper. Moving on to defenders, and this is where we see some big purchases. Let's start with him. So this is the Nashville Super Rare that I've picked up, and I did say again in a few past few videos that I do want to progress from rares into super rares, and I do want to start playing the rare pro competitions. I want to start playing the super rare competitions, but they're probably a little bit out of sight at the moment because I do need to pick up a goalkeeper. But Daniel Lovitz is... So let me talk about strategy first, right? Moving into these I've made this mistake in the past. I picked up some guys who I thought, oh, the data looks good. I didn't know anything about. I didn't really watch them. And really, I made a mistake, and I had to try and really fight to sell them and get them out in trades. Now, Daniel Lovitz is somebody that I know. He was in my... I think I only sold his super rare... his rare about 2 months ago, right? Look at this guy's scores. Peaks. He takes some of their set pieces. I just really like Dan Lovitz. I don't know why. He's not an amazing watch, but I did think that, as I said, Nashville will be better this year defensively, which they've already proved me to be. He does pick up AA. He does take some of their corners, some of their free kicks. So chances of not only the clean sheet bonus, but assists in there, and he's not bad in terms of AA as well. Now, if we select all here, you can see that a couple of seasons ago, this is how good this guy was. And he's just a player that I've known. I've watched a lot of him, and for the price of, I think it was 0.22. Well, I can tell you, I can't know. Picked him up for 0.22. Yeah. 0.22 for a super who starts week in and week out and's got some sets in a good defense. I think it's just a good pickup for me, to be honest. Moving on, the next one. So I had a list of players, again, going back to strategy. I had a list of players that I knew of, that I've watched regularly, that I wanted to pick up. And there were opportunities to pick up other players, but I said to myself, do you know what? Just go with the players that you... It's because you're fighting with hindsight. So if I went and picked up I don't know, let's just pick somebody out, an Abubakar, right? Obviously, they've started terribly this year, Colorado. But if I went and picked him up because he was cheap, I'm going to be sitting there, and then Brooks Lennon comes out or Lovitz comes out and posts a 100, followed by an 80, followed by like a 75. I'm going to be sitting there thinking, why didn't I just go for the guys that I know? Why didn't I go for the guys that I really want, as opposed to looking for a bargain or looking for an opportunity? Now, opportunities do come around, obviously, in Sorare, and you do have to take them into consideration. But I wanted players that I wanted. And Brooks Lennon was one of them. I played 0.45 for him. Again, in my MLS video, if you haven't watched that, by the way, it's my last video, I believe it is, about some MLS undervalued players, 11 of them, if you are interested in getting involved with the MLS through the summer. But if we look at this guy's scores, again, it's very peaky. So if he hit this 85, when Lovitz hits his 85 as SuperRares, I'm on the ladder. I'm on, I'm there or thereabouts to either podium or get a really, really good reward. And again, this is another defender that takes set pieces. He is a defender that is very versatile, can play all over the pitch. So you can still hear that playing as a striker, but he can finish. Clearly, the club recommend that or think that he can finish, so he can play higher up the pitch. He's got a great delivery on him. I've seen him play many times. He did suffer with an injury last year, but again, a defender who plays for a good side, and Atlanta are on for a good season. Absolutely, they've started well, and I just expect them to continue, especially with GG coming in as their number 9 as a big target man. I expect Lennon to get more assists this year, and again, he's a defender that takes some of their set pieces, and I love that, and he's locked in as well. So picked him up for 0.45. Any other changes on this? I don't think so. We've still got Botch in there, so Heerenveen have been going for a really, really tough time with Nopper out as their number 1 as well. So you can see here results have been pretty poor, but back here he was spiking like it was no one's business. But he does come into some better fixtures now. He's just come off the back of like an Ajax and people like that. So yeah, that's what my defenders are looking like at the moment. So let's take a look at the midfielders and what's gone on since last time that I spoke to you guys. Picked up a Jan Gregus. This guy hasn't got a team, but I picked him up because apparently he was training with Nashville, becoming a bit of a Nashville fan. But at 32, and if I just show you his scores when he was playing in the MLS, last year. Let's filter by San Jose. You can see these scores up here. He takes some of their set pieces and then he just fizzled out and had many sub appearances. But the guy can clearly play. Before that, I don't know where he was at actually. Was it Minnesota? Yeah, decent scores there. And does he play for Slovakia? He does as well. I mean, that's a long time ago because obviously he's not playing now. But I picked him up 0.02 just in case he signs for another club and it gives me more utilization of him. Taylor Booth's been extremely disappointing. You can see there that I picked him up for 0.3 and he's injured now as well. I think he made the bench the weekend. Zelarayan's still there. Teddy's still there. I don't know if I spoke about this guy or not last video, but Paradela plays for River. He takes some of their set pieces. He didn't play great last night, which was annoying. However, he has made a good start to the season, picking up 2 goals and decent-ish AA for somebody who's playing a little bit further forward, even though that says right DM there. He has been getting a bit further forward. Picked him up for I think it was like 0.04. He's already risen a little bit and I will get to use him over the summer. Bentaleb is still in there as a super rare. Garcia, did I speak about this guy or not? I think I did. However, I picked up Garcia in a trade. Got Oscar Romero out and picked up Garcia. And obviously since I've picked him up, he then starts this game. They concede 3, I think it is, in the first half. He plays pretty abysmal and then gets subbed off at half time. Just my luck, pretty much. But he does play tonight, and I do have him in a lineup, and you can tell by these scores, he's not just somebody who's going to have a bad run of too many fixtures in a row. So I picked up Garcia I think the trade was worth 0.25 and got rid of Oscar Romero. The reason why I got rid of Oscar Romero for any holders of his, not because he's a bad player, because for Boca Juniors he is a good player. However, I got rid of him because I like watching my players, and I watch more of the MLS than I do the Argentina League. So if I was going to pick up an American player, it was going to be in the MLS. So Garcia is in as well. And then I made this transaction yesterday, I think it was. Højbjerg. Now, I am a Spurs fan, big Spurs fan, used to play for them as a kid. And I always followed them. All my family supports them. And Højbjerg, I really like this guy. And it's my first Tottenham card. Why not play for... Yes, we're playing to win. Of course we are. We want to be picking up as much ETH and as many rewards as we can, but also from a little bit of fun. And I watch Tottenham every single week. So here he is. The Viking is in. Now, the good thing, and maybe people have missed this, I don't know. But the good thing is that Sorare are now scoring UEFA Euro 2024 qualifiers. And for let me show you. So for Denmark, let me show you all as well. He's an animal when he plays for Denmark. Just does everything, absolutely everything. He scores, he assists, he picks up AA. He's a key focal point for them in the middle of the park, and he's really good from an AA point of view as well, playing in the Premier League. Now, let's just go back here to all teams. Let's just do the L40. Now, the other thing is, obviously, Tottenham this season have been really hit and miss. I still don't believe in the formation that Conte is playing. I don't think we've got the players to play that kind of 3 or 5-3-2, whatever you want to call it. I think Son's playing out of position. Anyway, let's just park all of that because it's not been a great season for us. However, look at the fixtures we've got. We've got Southampton, who are bottom of the table. You've then got Finland, you've got Kazakhstan, you've got Everton, who are a bit better under Deitch now, obviously. Brighton are flying. Bournemouth in there. Newcastle, Man United, Liverpool, who are not as scary as they kind of once were. Man United a bit of hit and miss as well. Palace, Villa, Brentford. You can tell there that out of those, 12 games that I just mentioned, I'd say 8 of those are a good fixture for Højbjerg. Somebody who, once they pick up these AAs, he's not going to kill your lineup. A 30 AA there, a 25 there, a 22 there, a 29 there. And if he can pick up an assist or something like that, obviously you are into the high 80s, as he's done time and time again. Now, the trade that I've done with for this is a player that I don't know if I spoke about him last time, but I am going to show you this for the guys who missed that video anyway. Was I picked up Seb Villa in this deal, Sebastian. Oh, can I show? Maybe it was this one. Is it this one? Yeah. Now, looking at that, he looks mad, and it's probably something that I shouldn't have done. It was about 2 to 3 weeks ago. It's a bad trade for me, to be honest with you. Now, Pansil, he was on and off with a shoulder injury, and it looked a little bit more serious, and I probably just acted too quick. Now, Palacios is a guy that I just won from a reward, and when I picked this guy up, if we look at his scores, I kind of won him here, and then since then, he's just been ridiculous. I mean, a 51 AA, a 53 AA. I couldn't have obviously predicted the future and know that was going to come, but so I just whacked him in. I think he was worth like 0.05 at the time, and then Johnny Russell as well, because I needed to obviously offer more for this guy to accept the trade, and at the time Villa was around about 0.5 or 0.6, something like that. And I thought from an AA point of view, again, if we look at his scores, he's obviously a good forward, but from an AA, when he's performing well, for a forward, a 38, a 24, a 17, I wanted somebody in the summer who gets good AA, but also a forward card. He also takes set pieces. I didn't know anything about him, though, to be honest, apart from his data. Now, since I made that trade, let me just bring that trade back up. Since I made that trade, which was a bad trade, Villa got red carded. He fell out with the manager, fell out with the fans, and it's just not been good. Not been good at all. And I was worried because he was only listed on Play Sharp, Play Sharper. I think, is it Play Sharper? Play Sharp? Whatever it is. Who cares? As 45%. And I was thinking to myself, if we look, let me bring his card up again and just look at his value for the last, let's do 3 months. You can see that he was up here at 0.7. So he was falling down. I think I made the trade around here. And then he kept going down and down and down because of the reasons what I just said. Then he wasn't a guaranteed starter. And I thought, well, if he doesn't start, he's just going to plummet again in price because people are going to have enough of him. He could go down to like 0.28, 0.27. And if he's really fallen out of favour, he could go even further in the upcoming weeks. And I thought, you know what? I just need to get out of this player. I don't know enough about him. I'm struggling to find news on him. Let's just get out of him. It was a bad deal, whatever. Get past it. And then I made this deal and picked up Højbjerg. Now, again, you have to obviously offer more because why a trade is going to accept your deals. But I do like Højbjerg. As I said, it's a bit of fun. He's not a bad card. He's never going to kill a lineup for me. And he is in for Villa. Don't want to bore you. What are we at? Like 20 odd minutes already. So moving on. Forwards. Obviously, I'm struggling in this department now. Once I've got Villa out, I'm down to basically 2 forwards because I've got the rare and the super rare. So hopefully this weekend I can pick up a reward. Maybe it's a forward card, or maybe I can sell it and pick up a forward. I've got a few on the watch list that I'm looking at, but I've already spoken about Vito. But let's speak about this guy, Buanga. If that's how you say his name. If you don't know, if that's not how you say his name, then whatever. SuperRares scores. Look at that. Madness. Now, he is LAFC's main man along with Carlos Vela, in my opinion. I think he starts all the time. He come in mid-season or towards the end of the MLS season last year, so I don't think that there's much risk of him moving and going somewhere else, which is good. Get good utility out of him for the Champions League. This is where he picked up his kind of 90 score here in the Champions League. And then last night, just absolutely smashed New England. And he was a main focal point for that big win. We look at his upcoming fixtures. Yes, Seattle were a good side. A tough one. But you got Dallas at home. Dallas haven't been firing. Colorado, Austin have been bad. Defending, definitely. Galaxy. If you see LA Galaxy, I'm always playing my players, whether it's home or away, because they are so hit and miss. Nashville, tough game. Houston, easy. Salt Lake, easy. Earthquakes, easy in terms of actually them conceding. Sporting Kansas City, just an amazing run. I'm not going to get rid of this guy, even though there's a bit of hype about him at the moment, but really, really good forward. So that's where I am, guys. That is where I am. Valuation of the gallery, 5.8, so just under 6 ETH. And I hope to get some rewards this week. So plan going forward is I need another goalkeeper for America Rare. I do need to pick up some cards for some depth in the gallery, so I can play the 240 and maybe get lucky, because I've done that. Played four cards in 240 last week and I managed to hit the threshold, which was really, really good. But I do need to pick up probably 1 or 2 defenders, another midfielder, and definitely 1 more forward. And when I was saying pick them up, I'm not expecting to pay like, or I'm not, I would if I had the ETH, but I'm not going to pay like 0.4, 0.5 for all of these for all of these positions. But you can pick up some really good players for like 0.02, 0.03. I mean, even Lovett's, what's he, 0.04. And for a guy that I already own his super rare, I might even pick up his rare and play him in like an America Rare tournament or something like that with Zimmerman. So when Nashville do pick up that clean sheet, obviously we get that 20 points bonus on both of them. But yeah, I just need to pick up a few players now so that I can chop and change a little bit in some lineups. But I am happy. Like if I was kind of, out of 100, how happy am I with my gallery at the moment? I am about 80, 85. A couple of weeks ago, I really wasn't. Made some bad purchases and I just wasn't happy with the gallery. But I am getting a position now, especially with super rares. And that's what's made me focus a little bit more. Is you pick up a super rare, they're hard to sell. You're not just going to pick one up and flip it overnight unless you obviously pick it up for really cheap and whatever, you know what I mean. But with super rares that I'm picking up, I can't just I can't just be picking anybody up. You have to put the work in. That's why I'm saying I know these players. I know that they're decent players. I know that they can score well. And I know that I can hold them for a little while. I know that they're locked in. I know they're at a good club. All those different things, rather than just jumping in just because I see somebody spiking on Sorare data, or there's a little bit of hype in the Discord about them, etc. So yeah, that's where I am, guys. I'll cut the video there. But good luck if you are waiting on a couple of games before the end of the game week. Good luck if you're waiting for Opta to hopefully boost you up to that next bracket. And yeah, hopefully between now and the next video that I put out, I've got those missing pieces. We'll talk about the reward as well that I'm going to get. And yeah, good luck, guys. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see some more, hit that subscribe button. And as always, I'll see you in the future. Take care, guys.